sun-kissed day in Northeast Ohio. What a blanket of suck.
Brutal.
This is March. This is where it gets me. It gets me end of February into March. This is that 2 weeks. This 40s, rain, perpetual, sunless, joyless, can't do anything. This is what it is. And now we're getting it in January.
But I'm happy we're together.
I love you like few in my life. Truly.
Same.
And so,
it's beautiful.
But if you just had 32 and snow, fine.
So funny. It's what Miss K this morning was talking about. I'm like, well, at least it's like 45. And she's like, 45 is like the worst temperature ever.
I agree with her.
It's not cold enough for it to be fun cold. It's not warm enough for it to be fun warm. Right. It's just awful. This rain is terrible. Just beating down on us. By the way, my car's back.
You're back, baby.
I'm back, baby. And it is so funny going from driving that Jeep, which if anybody out there is thinking about the Jeep Gladiator, recommend it. It was awesome. Had it for the rental. But going from a car that is high to getting back in, I was like, dude, I'm like sitting on the ground.
Did you have an SUV before you had the car, or have you always had cars?
No, I had trucks for a while. Back in the old days, this show was driven by Liberty Ford. So I'd have some F-150s. So I've had some trucks, and I had a Jeep Grand Cherokee for a while, the SRT, which was a very fun car.
Yeah.
But no, this is, and it's funny because nobody was used to that. So like both Miss K and Artie both kind of like fell out of it at one point because you go to step down and think the ground's there, and then it's not, and they're
not. Yeah.
But then now on this, it's like I almost fell into my car today the first time I got back in it.
I understand I definitely understand the SUV-ification of this country.
It's fun to be
over the last 25 years. I mean, we've shifted away from sedans and minivans, and everyone's an SUV.
Sure.
It's a crossover. What are those called? Is that what it is? Crossovers?
Crossover. Yeah,
that's all of those type of. They're all those half cars, half SUVs. That's all they're making.
Half
now.
Man, half amazing.
Like that first car you had.
Yeah.
That first rental car you had was kind of that, wasn't it? Kind of like a little bit of a higher, but kind of. That thing was amazing.
That was like a Hot Wheel.
It was like a Hot Wheel.
That thing was outrageous.
I loved you in that thing. That really
not me.
Pleased me a great deal.
I bet it did.
Yeah, I like that.
By the way, it turns out that everybody got a kick out of me in that car,
even
other than me.
Jay even loved it.
Jay loved it. Jay was concerned for me that I'd fallen on hard times.
I don't even know if it's right to discuss it, but when we came in, the great Drew was in here. We had a little bit of Yellowstone chatter, inspirational conversations, and then we were sitting here, and it occurs to me that you sent me a text this morning of an image, and I don't want to talk specifics. I don't want to talk about. I feel it's almost like if I talk about it, I feel like it won't come to fruition.
I told you guys by March, and you guys both said
I just didn't think there was a chance because we've been Charlie Brown so much.
This would be too much to Charlie Brown.
It would be cruel.
It would be,
but I think it's been cruel before too, especially some of the. I mean, it's been diabolical. Some of the stuff and some of the recipients in jest.
Yeah, jest recipients.
Yeah. So I will just tell you guys this out there listening. If this comes to fruition, this will be one of the singular articles of clothing that has ever been on the face of the earth.
In the history of man. No, when I saw those images, when they were sent to me today, and then I began to weep openly.
Yeah.
At the beauty of it. And you and I had to talk. There was one design. There were options were provided to us. And I think we made the right one. Initially, I didn't want, and then I said, no, it has to be the full circle, and it kind of ties into exactly what you said earlier. But folks, there will be a day that is coming, I believe, in the near future.
It's unbelievable if it's pulled off.
A presentation may happen here in this studio.
Oh, my God.
And then we will don these articles of clothing. I hope these cameras are able to handle it. I hope they're able to transmit.
These are older cameras. Well, Gibby, have you been servicing the cameras? Are the cameras serviced? So for in anticipation of this unveiling, are they ready for this?
So Yellowstone says it's a future upgrade.
I didn't even, by the way.
I don't know how to service that.
I haven't shared
the little flyers.
What's wrong with them?
Well, if this article of clothing comes to fruition,
should I share the image with Gibby? I haven't shown her the image with Gibby.
Step in the studio for a second.
I don't want to.
It's
because
not
I
the
don't
full,
believe it's going to happen.
It's not the full article.
Step in.
Just step in. I will do the play-by-play as you show to Gibby, and then we'll. I mean,
we think this one, so it's the full circle.
yeah.
I like the other one.
Gibby, 2 votes to 1. Go back in there.
Go back.
You're out.
Horrible idea.
It's never gonna
Head
happen
honcho.
Anyway.
Oh, it's happening.
I mean, how
Why are we
beautiful
getting
is that,
this?
though?
How beautiful is that?
I mean, that's a stunning.
The cream.
It's awesome. It's not happening.
Hey, Gibby.
Happening. It's not happening.
Oh, it's
Eventually, the mic will come on. It's not happening.
Your ability to come on this program without a complete
Also,
gaff, not happening.
not happening.
That's what's not happening.
Oh, that's pretty good. We got this from Butter Reality, who says, "I'm sincerely hoping that corporate Gibby isn't infiltrating Browns Daily today. We need our best defenses. Please make sure Chesty Gibby or Combine Gibby is available."
No, he's back again. He's got a button down. He's got beautiful brown leather shoes on.
I think this is off-season Gibby.
I mean, jeans and a button down.
I
I'm
think
wearing a flannel.
This
It's
is
a
the
glorified
uniform.
flannel.
This is the uniform. This would be the change to the uniform. I think true corporate Gibby is in khakis. So
Never
if he's
gonna
in
He doesn't even own khakis.
yes, he does. You have dress pants. I've seen you
I
in
gotta
dress
wear
pants.
khakis every Sunday on game day. Thanks for noticing. We share a booth together for 6 hours. It's awesome.
Those aren't like real world khakis.
He wears them every Sunday.
He
Just
does
get a
wear
shirt
very
to-
Sunday.
Just get a
it's
shirt
true.
to cover your belly the next time.
Oh, hey.
22 weeks a year.
Yeah.
You don't
Is
realize
he,
he's in khakis.
No, he is in khakis every
Yeah.
game day.
So
Absolutely.
when I think corporate Gibby, I think some sort of a slack, and then a
From the fruit
tucked-in
stand?
button-down shirt,
Something from the fruit stand.
which you do. I've seen you do that when it's corporate Gibby.
Yeah,
you have the
if I have a
tucked
meeting
in
with luminaries,
with luminaries,
sure.
tucked down button-up shirt,
Look the
slacks. That's corporate Gibby.
No one wants to
This
meet
is
with me.
off-season
It's
Gibby.
great.
Corporate Gibby.
This
You know
is
what else?
off-season Gibby.
You know what else is corporate Gibby?
What?
When he's out there and he's making sure he's dotting his I's, he's crossing his T's.
The nation.
He refers
Got
to
a
people.
funnel.
He,
When's the last time you seen a guy walk with a funnel?
he refers corporate Gibby. This did never
college
used to
house?
happen. Then let me tell you if this sounds like corporate Gibby to
All
you.
right. I have my pen.
Remind me what's on his desk.
H. Ancho.
That's right.
Yeah.
Does the H Ancho
Yeah.
refer to people as boss? Hey, boss. Hey, boss man. Oh, that's a good idea, boss.
I'll say this.
Or does corporate Gibby say that?
It depends on how high up the boss is, because there are some that are boss.
Yeah, not high.
Not that high.
1 degree.
That might be pushing into corporate Gibby.
It's not.
Connor knows it too. Connor's onto him.
Oh my gosh, what a time!
What a time.
What a time to be alive. We're set to interview Steeler defensive assistant and linebackers coach Brian Flores for the team's defensive coordinator position, which is open today. Z, I believe you have some color-coded highlights you'd like to read.
Apparently, is this done by hand or is this done like in Word on the computer?
I think
and
it's
then
done.
printed?
No, that's not done by hand. The
No
lines
way.
are too perfect.
It's
It
incredible.
has to be done. I don't even know how you do that. Do you know how you do that? Like in Word, or
Yeah,
you do?
I could teach you.
I don't want to.
I bet
I'm
corporate
good.
Gibby's I got a
People
manual.
send me Excel documents, and I'm like,
I like Excel. I'm a big Excel guy. I enjoy. It's where I keep our picks, our winning
I know.
for the
I
people.
can't stand Excel. Probably because I have all the Macs. How do you get it to work on a Mac? It's always a disaster.
Because you get the whatever there.
I've done it,
the
and it
thing
doesn't.
for it.
Feels like it doesn't go over well. It wants to go into numbers. It's a mess.
All right.
All right, but I digress. Or
You
we
do
both
digress.
Give it. Go ahead. Read the highlighted information about Brian Flores.
All right. Brian Flores was the head coach of the Miami Dolphins from 19 to 21. He went 24 and 25, but had back-to-back winning seasons in 2020 and 2021. Began his NFL journey in 2004. From 2004 to 2018, he was beginning his career with a scouting assistant role, took on various roles with the team, and then in 2006 he became a coach in the league. In 2018 he was the linebacker coach and the defensive play caller for a Patriots team that won the Super Bowl that year. Currently, he is the Steelers' senior defensive assistant and linebacker coach. He won 4 Super Bowls with New England. He coached all 3 phases of the team at various points in the first 11 seasons of his career with New England, and then he was linebacker coach 16 to 18 before becoming the head coach in Miami, and now with the Steelers. Many people think that he would be schematically great, aggressive, man-to-man coverage on the back end, get after the quarterback, but that he would be a real culture and tone setter for this defense. 41 years of age. He's been in the NFL for 19 years. It says 14 here. It's 19 if I'm just doing the math from 2004 to 2022.
Yeah. Do you do he and Stefanski cross over at any point? Would there be any
Chad O'Shea
similar? Chad would know him from Miami.
And he was let go as the offensive coordinator by Flores after the 19 season. Okay. Yes, but they were together in New England for many, many years. No crossover. He's only been with the Patriots his whole career.
That's it. Yeah.
He wrote a letter to every NFL team after graduating from Boston College, where he played linebacker in the hopes of earning a job in football. Patriots were the only team that responded. So he started with them as a scouting assistant in 2004, promoted to a pro scout 2006 and 7, before becoming a coach in 2008. And then Jim Schwartz was interviewed yesterday. Today it is Brian Flores. The 4 candidates that the Browns have officially requested interviews with, the other 2 would be Gerard Mayo and Sean Desai. And Mayo, who played in the league with the Patriots, currently their linebacker coach. Desai, currently the associate head coach and defensive assistant in Seattle after being the defensive coordinator for the Bears in 2021. Very much runs a Vic Fangio-style system.
Mayo's a Tennessee guy.
He is a
Tennessee volunteer,
yeah. He was the rookie of the year, the 10th overall pick in 2008.
Our ownership would be very familiar with him from his time there. Rocky
no
Top,
doubt.
You'll always be home, sweet home to me.
Yeah.
It's a state of mind.
By the way, you know what's sweet to me is that coming up at the bottom of this hour,
what do we got?
Free sushi for me and you.
Why?
Why not? It's the playoff fantasy football draft. This is the same draft where Gibby selected a position in the first round that we had already taken when he could have waited till the very end of the draft, and then he lost, and he ended up.
It was the year of COVID. I think we had sushi and we shut the world down.
Buying a sushi. By the way, Nana says, "Can I see it, please? The stunning article of clothing." I wrote back, "Nope."
Nope. Sorry.
Back,
soon, in due time.
She thumbs down to me. She disliked me. She gave me what we do to Simone.
She should do it more. It feels so good.
Oh, yeah, Nana. You can definitely see it.
That's right.
Because it's not in existence.
Not this
going
time,
to
Nana.
Yeah.
It's not what? Gibby, say it.
It's not happening.
Okay, then I guess you don't get one.
Okay.
If you don't believe in it.
Oh, why? Don't. Push back from the control panel.
Why
Push back. Don't commit to that.
I'm not committed
You're
to
gonna
it.
want
But
one of
like,
these.
if you don't want to give it to me, all right.
No.
We do want to give it to you. You're saying it's not going to happen.
You're getting one. We're saying if you
This has been in discussions
for
like a year.
No, it has not.
No, not this.
Your boy.
It's been
me. You're welcome. Took matters into my own hands right around Christmas time, I would say.
Yeah.
After Dolph Ziggler was the latest in a long line of egregious insults hurled at my being in the form of that hoodie.
Yep.
And he had come and he was laughing and he was saying, I want to do something nice for you guys. I pulled a lot of pranks on you.
Yes.
I would like to, do something nice.
Absurdly diabolically planned.
He says, would you like a nice bottle of bourbon or something like that?
Yeah.
I said, no.
No.
I said, no. Let me tell you exactly what I want. And I did. And he is
mobilized.
A man of action because we're getting proofs.
Yeah, we're mobilizing.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, do you want it to happen?
I
yes,
manage.
He does.
Of course I do, but
that.
I manage my expectations with all of this.
Well, we've been Charlie Brown for 2 years in the worst possible ways. Sometimes the worst possible ways.
Oh, insulting ways.
Insulting ways. And
what happened in Atlanta and then the aftermath of Atlanta is one of the most hurtful things that I've experienced in my time in this company.
Agreed. Yeah. So
what happened in Atlanta?
Well, for off air.
The stories have been told.
Lived it.
Yeah.
Gibby.
How do you forget these things?
Come on, Gibby.
The khakis on game day strangle his brain. Too corporate.
We have all right. So we're doing this, huh? We're doing our fantasy draft Survivor Challenge rules.
Yeah, we're gonna. This is gonna be so fun.
Okay, there's a lot of rules here. I've got to
we're
lock
gonna
into
figure
here.
out the rules.
Okay. Will we draft a new group every week, each round?
No.
Did you make it? Good job to you.
One round to get you through the playoffs. If the player
That's
gets eliminated,
so you have to think
lose
about
that
who do I
position.
have, who's making the run.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Very good. So you have that to look forward
Something
to, which is
fun.
nice.
It's the off
I
season
like it.
and it's Thursday. We're only 4 days.
I like
into it.
this. No, dude,
Yeah,
I'm digging this.
This is pure joy.
This is gonna be. I mean, I think we almost. I'm starting to think maybe we do surf and turf, like sushi and.
When did we?
Well, my name's
Brisket.
not Simon.
Neither's
no,
his apparently.
Right, because
from the
we're
way
not
he
paying.
did it.
We're not paying for this.
We're not paying. I mean, remember that?
Yeah.
Where did we? When was the sushi in here? And
Oh
then
yeah,
pandemic.
I brought sushi in.
That's right.
That was another one that I was told, hey, got some contacts. It'll be a good deal. It was not.
Not a good deal. Yeah. I feel like this one is paid. I think the one thing you have to do with any of these things, anytime that there's any sort of a meal bet,
Yeah.
that it has to be something formidable but not hurting.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
Can I throw this idea out to
Yeah.
you? I have heard forever about the Al Pastor tacos from that supermarket over on the west side.
In Lakewood.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's maybe. What about that? That's not
Supermarket
gonna be,
Lakewood,
Yeah.
El Pastor. Is that going to make me have to go to the west side?
No, they'll be brought to us.
Oh, they're
when
brought
we
in.
win.
I see.
I figure it's probably easier if we just do it in studio.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, bring it
Or
in studio.
at the
but I'm saying,
combine. Those are the only two.
Oh yeah, there you go.
You could do combine. Would be it.
I don't want some, but that'd
No,
be-
we make Sims do that.
It's too pricey at the combine.
Yeah, it could be.
This is. These are Al Pastor.
That's
How many?
easy.
Even if you got 20 of them, how expensive could it be?
Yeah. All right. So there's a supermarket on the west side.
What's somebody tweet us? Everybody,
Oh,
people,
everyone
you know
will
what
come
I'm
in.
talking
Yeah, they'll
about.
know.
Tweet me this. What it is.
It's a grocery store.
And they just
that
sling tacos?
specializes in like Latin American Mexican food.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
And they also have like a little
Taco
restaurant set up, and it is authentic as authentic can be. And
I mean,
it's quite delightful.
A perfectly done El Pastor's is that's not beaten.
It's the #1 taco.
It is. It's the #1 draft pick taco. All right, we've got a mailbag at 2:30 to get to.
Yeah, so get your questions.
Tweet your questions.
Anything. Off season.
At
Anything.
Browns_daily. Use the hashtag AskCBD. We will get to those coming up. Coming up next, we'll go around the NFL. A pretty remarkable goodbye from Derek Carr to the Raiders. Among the things that we will discuss. And did you guys see the? I don't know if you have this in here or not. Did you guys see the NFL ratings stuff tweet that came out yesterday?
No.
I'll paraphrase. 185 million people watched the NFL this season.
That's right.
The average NFL game did 16.7 million. The average. So the #1 scripted show on television is Yellowstone.
That's right.
It does between 13 and 14 million a week. The average NFL game does 16.7. The Giants and Cowboys did 41 million. 4 of the top 5 involved the Cowboys, which is remarkable. They've been America's team forever. But people are just bought into them no matter what. They haven't won in a long, long time, but people are in. So 4 of the 5 top are involved the Cowboys, and 88 of the top 100 shows on television this year were NFL games.
You had NFL.
There were 9
like
Sunday night football games. Now, remember, there were some dogs on Sunday night this year.
Doesn't matter.
9 of them, 20 million or more. I saw NBC put out their
88 of 100?
And the others there were like 2 of the World Cups, like the college.
There's the college football, 2 of the college football ones. Or
not many from college football.
No, 2 or 3.
And then March Madness final, the basketball final.
Yep. I think there was 1 NBA game was in there too. 1 NBA Finals game maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But it was like, and then there was a couple of political shows.
Well, there's a ratings thing too that's different than total viewers. So that was part of it too. But this is a ridiculous.
It's a behemoth.
88 of 100. I mean, think about it. Even if every Sunday night football game, and they play the first one on Thursday, that's only 18. So 70 games that aired Mondays and mostly Sundays in the afternoon, not even to the whole country, but regionally located, are still getting huge. 15 million people, 10 million people. It's crazy.
It's crazy. By the way, Gibby, Nana, the official Nana says, boo-hoo, But if I deliver before March, like I said, she said, I'll take Gibby's. Nana's coming after your gear there, Gibby.
I mean, I would assume that you would take care of your mother since she's the official Nana anyways, but I mean.
This is special for those directly and intimately involved.
There will be 3.
I mean, she
That's
birthed you
in the world,
so
and
you
perhaps
could do
the
this
creator
show.
himself.
The creator himself. I think because he's going to love it so much that he's going to be like, wow, this is pretty legitimate. We are, it's La Plaza in Lakewood Heights.
Yep, I knew it. Yep. Yep, that's it.
He says excellent. Yeah, La Plaza, a lot of it. There you go.
Yep.
All right, very good.
So that's what's on the line then? We're talking some tacos?
That's fine. Well, but do you love El Pastor, Gibby? Because in case Gibby wins. Who am I kidding?
I didn't realize this was a comedy show.
All right, it's a great cackle. All right.
Oh.
All right, we'll go around the league. We will do the fantasy draft as well. We have guess the lines today. Guess the spread. That's coming up. You've got all sorts of fun. And Ask CBD. Get those questions in. We're off and running.
Anything you want.
Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet. Coming soon to Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Will say cause you injury, call the medical malpractice attorneys at 1-800-ELK Ohio. Elk & Elk's a proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. The NFL did announce today that Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta has been selected as a neutral field location for potential Bills-Chiefs AFC Championship game on January 29th. We talked about Atlanta as one of the ones yesterday where this seemed like it would make sense to do it there, and that it is kind of equidistant from both, and good airport and relatively easy to get in and out of. You're not having to deal with any sort of winter. I would imagine direct flights to both Buffalo and Kansas City from Atlanta. I think would be plentiful.
You can get everywhere.
Anywhere from Atlanta. So that allows for that. The same would probably have been true for Vegas, although that's going a lot further for Buffalo, obviously. It's a heck of an ask for fans. It stinks for fans.
It's a big it
like
does.
You're a season ticket member of the Chiefs or the Bills, and you're like, part of the reason I did this is so if this ever happened, I get to go to that game.
Epic game.
And now this epic game is something I'm going to have to pay. Like, how are they going to do the tickets for it? Are they going to do it like Florida, Georgia?
Well, now you're being asked to pay for AFC Championship, and if your team goes to the Super Bowl and you want to go, then you got to pay that on top of that.
Hotels, flights.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a drive for either.
Nope.
So flights for both.
Good thing the airline
hotels,
industry's thriving.
It's crushing it. You're getting in and out exactly where you want.
Right on time.
Right on time.
Good pricing.
Look at that guy. Love that guy. Do you think that there's any chance that they would ever do this permanently? Make it a neutral field bidding process for the championship games?
No.
I hope not.
No.
I do not.
No,
I don't. To be
the
fair,
owners,
there were also
the owners would not. The owners would vote that down.
What I could see them doing, though, hold on, hear me out. I could see them expanding the playoffs to 8 teams in each conference, eliminating byes, and have a play-in game at a neutral site to be the 8th team. I could see them doing that.
Well, when money's involved, anything's in play. There was a time where the people at the Rose Bowl said, we will not play on New Year's Day. And the college football playoff said, well, how do you feel about not being in the college football playoff? And they said, well, we're open to not playing New Year's Day.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
All things are movable if the money is right. I would hate to see it.
In the words of the $1 Million Man, everybody's got a price.
That gimmick could go over right now just as well as it did then. You'd definitely be able to run that out.
Because it's real.
Be able to run that whole gimmick out. No, I'm talking about his whole operation.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Everything about it.
All of it?
Well, not.
There's one part that probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Well, he's on tough times anyway.
Is he?
Oh yeah.
Both or
no? Virgil's in
tough spot.
Yeah.
All right. So you have that. I don't think it's going to matter because I think Cincinnati's going to beat Buffalo. So there you go on that front. Did you see the Derek Carr message?
Yeah. So I'm trying to make sure that I find the complete. Here, I got the full one here. Okay, good. Yeah, I have seen it. I like it. I think it's good. Now, Mo Pedman said that he wants somebody to read this as though it were a wrestling promo. So I don't know if I can get through this whole thing as the match, but I could give it a go if that's something that would interest you.
How do you do subdued match?
He's always subdued, and then he's not subdued.
Why?
And there are parts of this that are perfect to be not subdued in.
Do you have two? Yeah, I want to see it.
All.
I want to see it. I want to see it on a Thursday. That's what I want to see.
This is the Macho Man Randy Savage reading Derek Carr's goodbye.
Joining the program
to Raider Nation.
Yep.
Raider Nation, yeah, it breaks my heart I didn't get an opportunity to say goodbye in person. We certainly have been on a roller coaster in our 9 years together, but from the bottom of my heart, yeah, I'm so grateful and appreciative, yeah. The years of support that you've given to me and my family, yeah. We've had our share, yeah, both heartbreaking moments and thrilling game-winning drives, yeah, and it always felt like you were right there next to me. It's especially hard to say goodbye because I can honestly say that I gave you everything I had, yeah, every single day in season and even in the off season, and it certainly wasn't perfect, but I hope that I was able to leave you with more than just a few great memories as Raider fans, yeah. Thank you to the city of Oakland for taking us in, and thank you to the city of Las Vegas, yes, Sin City, for allowing us to proudly call you home. I want to thank the organization and my teammates, yeah, all of my coaches, the staff, everyone that helped me these last 9 years in those 2 buildings, yeah. And thank you to all of Raider Nation. Yeah, you supported me. You encouraged me. You pushed me and uplifted me at different times along this journey because Raider Nation truly is special, yeah. Now, one time I was a little bit out of my mind. Yeah, I said that if I'm not a Raider, I'd rather be at home. And I did mean that, yeah. But I never envisioned it ending this way. Hulk Hogan, the fire burning inside of me to win a championship, it still raises, yeah. A fire that no man can extinguish, yeah, only God himself. So I look forward to a new city, yeah, a new team who, no matter the circumstances, is going to get everything I have, yeah, the full Macho Man Derek Carr experience. Because winning a championship is what I've always wanted. That's what I'll continue to work towards, yeah. So God bless all of you. And with love, DC4, yeah.
I didn't know if that would work.
The next level is next.
We'll see you on Friday. Oh, what a job out of the Mach. What a job. That's beautiful.
That was for you.
You're off.
Pedman, yeah, that was for you.
There you go. Go
That
ahead.
was for you, Mo Pedman. Yeah, that was for you. Yeah.
We all win
Well,
with that, yeah.
you're welcome.
So his contract's pretty brutal, Mach. Well, we'll go back to Nathan here. Nate, his contract's pretty
Well,
brutal.
yeah. So
and so the only way that he can really be traded, he's going to have to be involved.
And if I was him, I would say I'm not helping you trade me.
Yeah, because you've treated me like trash, and you can't draft
either
around
pay me $41 million on February the 15th, or you can cut me.
Yeah,
So that I can go somewhere, and that the place I go
is not punished.
gives up no capital for me.
Yeah. Why
And
would
will
he help them?
probably pay me more because they don't have to give up any capital for me.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
And I think
I'm
you should
done.
say that.
You are either going to pay me on February the 15th,
Yep.
and I will take your money and laugh at you, or you will cut me. I will not help you facilitate a trade. You lose.
Yep, that's
Like
it. I think
Willy
they'll end
Wonka.
up cutting him.
I don't.
There's no other real path because he
can
holds
ensure
all the
that
cards.
that happens.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be in the mix for quarterbacks. You know, when you think about Jets, all of the NFC South.
Man, they blew out that whole staff. on
Yeah,
the
that was
offensive
strange.
side.
I don't understand that. Was there pressure to do that? I feel like you're in year
Not
two.
that I know of.
Last year, you're in year two with Saleh. Like the Wilson thing didn't work, but that wasn't his pick. Like the quarterback situation was a disaster.
Disaster.
How could you hold that against LaFleur?
I don't know. I like him.
No Breece Hall for much of the season.
Yeah, 3 different quarterbacks. They still got Garrett Wilson over 1,000. Like they have the
Yeah.
makings of something
Yes,
pretty
they do.
formidable.
So there's going to be a lot of options for Carr for next season. The Bears have named Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren as the new president and CEO. The team announced early today. I know this dude a little bit.
Yeah, you're not impressed.
Well, his handling of the pandemic was one of the worst examples of lack of leadership I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He waffled, couldn't make a decision, finally made one, thought other lemmings would follow him off the cliff. They didn't.
Did not.
And then he had to reverse course at the last minute,
Yep.
was pressured, honestly, mostly by his current starting quarterback, Justin Fields, who went on Good Morning America and said, I don't think we're doing this right. We need to play the games.
Yep.
And so then backtracked, tried to salvage it, got a half of a season out of it, and then was not made public for like a year. Like never said anything for about a year. He gets a lot of, I think, undue credit for the Big Ten's additions of USC and UCLA. He certainly was part of it, but how integral, I think maybe a little bit more has
Debatable.
been made about that than would
Debatable.
lead to believe. There's another connection that I think is was far more critical to that. The other part of it is he gets a lot of credit for the Big Ten television rights negotiation, and I will give him credit for that in that the deal that they ended up getting was a very NFL model, and he came from the Vikings, in that they're going to be on 3 different networks throughout the day. The 3 biggest games of the Big Ten are going to be on network television at noon, 3:30, and 7:30, and I think he probably did have a lot to do with that, as you know, to give full credit where it's due. My hunch is the reason they hired him is he was part of the Vikings front office when they built their stadium.
Yep.
And that's what's got to get done there.
Yeah, get the stadium done.
This isn't a football operation. It's not that. It's we need somebody smart business who can navigate. Either we're going to be in Arlington, isn't it Arlington Heights, and we're going to build Bears World, or this $4.5 billion addition to Soldier Field, which seems. John Cooper told me this once, former Ohio State coach. When I was first, Amy and I were looking for our first house in Columbus, and he goes, I'm going to tell you something. You buy an old house, you're buying an old house. because all the houses in Upper Arlington were old. You buy an old house, you're buying an old house. And that's kind of when I see these guys like trying to fix up Soldier Field.
Yes,
Like,
agreed.
Go build a new house.
Build a new one.
Just build a new house. You have go sort it out. And in that city, somebody will build it for you because they're the Bears and they run that town. But my guess is that's why Kevin Warren was hired there, is to navigate those waters.
Sense.
Yeah. Former Stanford head coach David Shaw interviewed for the Broncos head coaching vacancy yesterday. We already mentioned Mike LaFleur. Shaw was a hot candidate probably 10 years ago, right around there.
With Andrew Luck, right?
Yeah. Well, Harbaugh recruited Luck, and then he ended up coaching Luck. And then they had another couple of years where they were kind of decent, and then it went off a cliff.
They had that running back who was really good, but then got hurt and then never made it in the NFL, right? Didn't he go to Washington, I want to say?
He was the kid that they were –
Love or something
It
like
was
that?
Bryce Love. Was it that? Yeah, it's something like that. I think that might have been it. Yeah, but he was a guy that, Shaw did a nice job. It's just he's been on the NFL draft every year on ESPN. Like,
Was Bryce Love?
Yeah, good job out of you. That's great recall.
Wow.
But he was not great at the end at Stanford in any way, shape, or form.
So also Gerard Mayo, who was one of the guys that the Browns have requested to interview for their defensive coordinator position, has apparently been he's gotten 2 head coaching interviews already and has apparently crushed them to the point where he impressed in his head coach interview, I guess with the Eagles would have been, last 2 years ago? That's with the Eagles. Ian Rappaport. Gerard Mayo impressed in head coach interviews with the Broncos and Eagles. Now Carolina makes a request. That had to be a mistype. The
Yeah, I don't know.
Eagles. Let's see if you were
Would he have interviewed when they did?
But that was 2
Sirianni?
years ago, and he would have only been a coach for 2 years as a linebacker coach, and that doesn't feel like it's relevant to be in the same sense with the Broncos, which was now.
Yeah.
Maybe he meant Texans or Colts, or maybe it was somebody else.
Yeah. Interesting.
I think that's a misspeak by Rappaport.
It does kind of feel like that. All right, coming up next, the fantasy draft to end all fantasy drafts.
Oh,
At
baby.
stake, El Pastor tacos, or whatever Gibby would like. We'll sort that out next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, coming soon to Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland. To Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Belly Bet, coming soon to Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, we did this. We've done this in years past. Have we not done this since the pandemic year?
Correct.
It's pure joy.
Yeah. So
Since my debacle.
Why didn't we do it last year?
I don't know. So fantasy draft. Here's how it works. We're going to sort that out right now. So we'll draft seven positions. We're going to do.
Yes, sir.
Meckling's coming in hot, by the way, boys. He's got and some good ones, thought-provoking.
He's back. So right now, the way we originally had it figured out was one quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver, one tight end, one defense, one kicker, and then one wild card can be any position. But you can't take the wild card till everybody else on your team has been filled
Mr.
out.
Bishop.
I think that we should.
Too long?
No, I think that we should have two running backs, two receivers, because what could happen here with just one running back or just one receiver, that one guy, if one guy gets nuked, you're done.
Yeah. I like that. Might as well. The more the merrier.
Well, it's a survivor as well. Because
No, for sure.
right.
But let's say you get Eckler. I mean, I understand that's all part of the draft process, but one running back is just so powerful. One receiver's so powerful that it would
gives you a
balance
9.
it a little bit.
That 9's a nice.
You could even get rid of kicker and defense, as far as I'm concerned.
That's fun.
I mean, I'm fine getting rid of defense.
How are you scoring the defense? Yeah, defense is too
Defense is too convoluted. Let's
Okay, we get rid of the defense.
Get rid of defense.
I'd like keeping this simple.
All right, so quarterback, two running backs, two receivers, tight end, kicker.
We don't need a wild card then.
No, you don't need it because you have a running back and two receivers. Two running backs, two receivers. You don't need it.
Wide receiver.
You want a utility?
Receiver,
Oh, I
tight
like that.
end, Kicker.
I do want a wild card.
You get nothing like it, Spalding.
Why?
So you have 7. So that's good.
7.
That's good. 7's fine.
Why not a wild card?
Who's
That gives you two quarterbacks basically, because your wild
Nah.
card's going to be a quarterback. Why don't we do two quarterbacks, two running backs, two receivers, tight end, and kicker?
Don't worry about it, because I'm going to take a quarterback after you two do it. in
I
the
know,
same
it'll be
round.
good.
It'll be fine.
Gibby, people will want you to. I need you to text me the clip of the match. People are crying for it. They're clamoring.
the people?
Yeah,
Keep them waiting.
yeah. A lot of my friends are texting me. They're like, we need that.
They need it?
Mo Pedman needs it.
They'll get it. It's on a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'd be
Pedman
nice to
listened
just.
live. He doesn't. What does he need it for? He just listened to it.
I don't know if Mo Pedman was listening live.
He's played
I'd
over
like
and
to
over
think
and
he
over
would.
again.
I'd like to think he was.
Of course, he was listening live. All right, your lineups are locked. I mean, yeah, there would be no movement.
So-
it's a 1 through each.
How
Because-
do we want to do scoring? Is it touchdowns only?
No. Yeah, I think you use a standard.
Standard half PPR. Half PPR.
God,
6.
How are we?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll
good.
do it. Yeah.
Thank you. You went to college.
Let's just
for
do
this.
6 for all touchdowns.
Yes.
Passing 2. That just keeps it simple.
Not 4 for quarterbacks. Passing touchdowns. You want
I
to?
mean, we can. I'm just trying to keep this so that I can do this really quickly.
Yeah.
Just do
Which
6.
not that if it
I'm
was
fine.
4,
Okay,
I
it's
couldn't-
fine.
If
It's
it was
fine.
4,
That's
I couldn't figure out that 2 means 8 versus 12.
You went to a very good school.
So we're doing 2 quarterbacks. Is that
One
right?
quarterback.
So 2 quarterbacks.
One quarterback.
Wild card.
2 running backs.
1 wild card.
2 receivers.
No
Have
wild.
One
PPR.
tight end.
All right, 0.1 per yard. All right, we could do for quarterbacks. We'll do different scoring. We'll do for quarterbacks 4 for a pass TD, and we'll do 1 point for every 25 yards. Any bonuses at like 100 or 300? No bonuses.
No bonus.
No, too hard.
So we're doing 4 points for TDs for my
Passing,
quarterback
6 for a rushing. If they rush, it's still 6.
or receiving.
Yeah.
6 rushing and receiving, 6, 4 for passing, half PPR.
And there will be it's going to be a cumulative score.
Well, each week we'll
Overall.
have standings.
You'll have
yes,
standings,
it'll
but
be,
it's going to be determined at the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Will be the way that it goes.
Yeah. So ideally, to have like a significant chance, you need to have 2. You need to have 2
Or
players.
you need to
you'll
do
have
it
to-
blown up, or you
you'll
just
have
need to do it blown up.
Yeah, or you need. Yeah, I mean, you're just going to have to strategize that a little bit.
That's right.
That's the operation, I think, on that. The other thing that's tricky here that you have to pay attention to is the buys.
That's right.
Gibby.
Yeah.
Remember, Mahomes is going to play 1 less game,
Yep.
even if they go.
That's why I think
playing 1 less.
That's why I think a wild card is fun.
Nah.
Come on, man.
That's tricky.
No,
Why can't we have two quarterbacks?
Anytime you're suggesting something for any fantasy thing, I'm leery of based on how you swindled your.
I think that's
your
fair.
people.
That's fair. You did swindle your people. That's right. Did you win?
We didn't win the league.
Well, did that get sorted?
Yeah, we just said
That was the right thing to do.
it was. Yeah,
I know it was. It was
Yeah.
the right thing to do.
Gibby, I just for the record, Bo. So I don't want to be accused of leading anybody. Bo, can you read this first bullet point?
Each of you draft a 7-position fantasy lineup: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, kicker, defense, wild card.
And yet somehow I'm being accused of introducing the idea of a wild card for my own benefit.
Gibby's
It was your
original.
idea.
But we decided by adding a running back and a wide
we don't need-
receiver,
then
we
Gibby
would
feels like
eliminate.
I
we don't
didn't
need it.
decide that.
Then we don't need it.
I didn't decide that. I don't agree with that. Why wouldn't we want to have 2 quarterbacks? What's the problem? Frankly, we could have a team of we could.
Well,
get
I
rid
think
of,
you're going to you have to keep this draft. I'm worried that we have too many people to draft.
Correct.
And
It's
that-
a lot right now.
That in and of itself,
Get rid of the
that isn't
kicker,
necessarily interesting.
because who cares? Kickers are luck anyway.
Well, now I'm into that. I could do that.
and
I'd
let's
be
go.
okay with that.
Why don't we do an 8-person team? 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 2 tight ends. Boom, easy.
That's going to be 24 picks.
Great,
That's going to take a while.
wonderful.
Well, no,
We've
we've
got-
got stuff. We've got lines.
we
We've got
got to be
spread.
done by
We've got
2:15.
Don't
gotta be
sit
out
there.
of it.
Make the picks quickly.
Well, no, I mean we've got two
I would be-
segments carved out for this.
I'll tell you what. I would be open to don't adding the second tight end and just getting rid of kicker and adding the second quarterback
Fine,
as a compromise.
a good compromise. Nobody's happy. Fine. So there it is. Because it's hard to draft, even if you think you're getting 3 games out of Mahomes or whatever. This makes it easier to having 2 at each position makes it easier to take the best guys. I don't mind the second tight end. I think that's fun, but I'm amenable to just 1 tight end.
So, yeah, 7. So we're drafting 21 people.
21 people.
We have the scoring.
We've got the scoring.
Okay.
I need to do like some. We need to do a.
We got to do a draft order.
All right, stall for me.
We got to do a draft order here.
We need to
Figure out
figure
how
out
this
how
works.
to do that.
Yeah, you're going to have to figure out how that's going to
Who
go.
won last
Are we
time?
doing snake?
Did I win?
I can't remember.
Feels like it.
You naturally would. It was
I know
clearly
he
water.
lost.
I know that. That part I know, and I don't remember it being particularly close,
So I think he has to stay in the 3rd pick.
which is a pretty good spot, right?
not a bad
Wouldn't that be
spot.
the most advantageous?
Or should we put him in the 2nd spot where he never gets to have back-to-back?
Yeah.
Do you want 1st or 3rd?
I think for efficiency,
yeah.
him in the 2nd would be a good spot to be.
All right. So you
I
want
think from an
do you
efficiency,
want 1st or 3rd?
no, I don't care.
All right. I'll
They're
take
the
1st.
same. They're the same to me.
I'll take 1st.
All right. What do we got? We got to. All right.
What is that? We've already
He's got
decided
paper.
it.
No, I like the paper. Let's do the paper. He's got paper here. Can you
I
see
bet
it?
he wrote 2nd on all of them, and then he's going to come back with new papers.
Gibby with folded paper standing before us.
Ooh, 3. All right. Good. I like it. 2. Gibby gets first.
Gibby gets
pick.
first. All right, we'll do it.
Fine, I'll still screw it up.
We'll do it. Coming up next, you're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet. Coming soon to Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, coming soon to Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Second hour, we have your wild card weekend television cruise to announce. Chargers, Jaguars. Al Michaels returns to NBC with Tony Dungy.
Yeah, how about
that? Wow. Fantastic. Well, he gets the best game of the weekend, I think, in terms of the most interesting one. It's the – well, no, I won't get into that. Bengals and Ravens is Tirico and Collinsworth. See, I'd much rather do Chargers, Jaguars than Ravens and Bengals. I mean, not close. 49ers and Seahawks is Joe Davis and Moose Johnston. Kevin Burkhardt, Greg Olson, and Aaron Andrews will do Giants and Vikings. Bills and Dolphins will do Nance and Romo on that. And then Cowboys and Bucks will do Joe, Buck, Troy Aikman, and Lisa Salters. Is there a reason that
CBS only has one game?
Well, where's the Tracy Wolfson? Isn't she in with them still?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
They're running it back. They were in Buffalo last week for Buffalo, Miami.
Well, that's a dog game for them.
Yeah.
It's
So
weird
I'm
to me they
assuming, do
took
they have
that.
the Super Bowl?
They must have had to make that call before they knew about Tua. Because you would not pick that game for CBS's number one. You'd take the Chargers and Jaguars.
I mean, you would take Bengals, Ravens.
Nah. I think the Bills, though, have like so much of a
Yeah, there's an emotional pull for sure, but I mean, in terms of the game,
yeah, right.
yeah, not great. All right, fantasy, let's do it. Playoff fantasy draft at stake lunch for everyone in the studio. The number one pick in the Cleveland Browns Daily radio show draft belongs to Jason Gibbs.
I look forward to letting you down. Mahomes
to Gibby. Patrick Mahomes to Jason Gibbs, making the bet that he will be playing long into the postseason, and therefore going that way. With the second pick in the draft, I am going to go Christian McCaffrey.
Dang it, Bo.
Good job, Bo.
I don't know if it's good or not, but you're
it
doing
ruins
the.
the
I'm doing the
Gersh
mental
time, so
gymnastics of. I think they'll be in the Super Bowl 4 games.
All right.
We only had 8 minutes to figure this out, Zagor.
With third and fourth, well, that's who I. That's
I
what
like
I was
how you
doing.
went 1-2 here. That's just, I love this spot you're in.
That I'm
I
in.
really love it. Yep.
I'm gonna go a little off script, and I'm gonna take Josh Allen and Joe Burrow.
All right. Very good. Back to me. I'm going to go
Oh boy.
What are you doing? Yeah, there's a lot going on here. I'm going to go Travis Kelce. Well, I only have one. I guess all I have is one. All I got is Kelce. Yeah.
Darn it.
Gibby.
Just taking my my deal there. I would like Jamar Chase.
Okay. One more, Gibby.
And
I believe you were the one telling me to hurry up.
yeah, I know.
Sad.
Sad. Very sad.
2's brutal. I'm just going to tell you, that's the worst spot to be in.
It doesn't feel fun.
No, it's awful. It's awful.
Because everybody else is getting
You have to
back
react
back.
to what you guys are doing, and you guys can stack up picks. It's
All right,
bad.
Gibby, make a pick.
It's bad.
All right, I'll go Justin Jefferson.
So you have
Vikings will let me
Jefferson?
down. I know it, but
Bo.
All right, I got. I'm only picking one again, right?
yep.
And then
Yeah, we
you're
should've
picking
just
2?
Two.
All right, I'll take Debo.
All right, I will take Kittle, and I will take Diggs.
Me again?
Yep.
Who's on your team? All right. Well, I can't risk
Here.
this any longer. I could roll the risk that somehow, but I can't risk it. So I got to take Hurts because I'm out of. I'm running out.
It's a great pick. Okay, Gibby 2.
God, I don't like this, but I'll go Eckler.
Okay.
Well, I'm out of that. I got to go one of two positions here. This isn't great.
You can get a running back still. You can pick every position.
Gibby,
Actually,
I do
Gibby.
find it interesting that
Except for
you were
receiver.
sweating Zagura, and you're the one who's taking a long time on
I made
this
my
today.
2 picks so
Hey.
quickly last time.
Yeah.
You didn't have to foot the bill for lunch last time. I still haven't forgotten it.
Sell the shakes.
All right, let's go.
I can't believe I'm going to do this. I'm going to I'm going to take Tony
It's
Pollard.
Dynamic radio.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Tony Pollard.
AJ Brown.
You just took my pick. Bo.
The 2 is brutal. The 2 spot sucks. I mean, I just can't be.
Well, we should have just gone. Yeah.
No.
It's bad. It's bad. I don't like it. All right. Now 2 for you again.
Yeah. I'm going to take Mixon,
All right.
and I'm going to take Miles Sanders.
Have you taken your 2 backs?
Yeah.
So
So is
Who-
Gibby.
Both? Okay.
who? All right. So
All
who's
right,
off?
So I'll take Herbert.
You take Herbert for Bo. Gibby, you need another quarterback, but you're the last one to take a quarterback. You also need a tight end, and you're the last one to take a tight end.
Hey, I got smarter this time. I waited because there was no point in taking a tight end. Baby steps. I'm going to take Tom Brady.
Wow. So you took, just for the record,
Hold on.
you took Tony Pollard, and now you've taken Tom Brady.
One of the two will advance.
And one of the two will play one game.
It's all right.
You got to take a tight end now, Gibby.
Yeah, I'm going to go Dawson Knox.
Over Goddard. Interesting. Okay. Now you, Bo.
Yeah.
And you need to take
It's a running back. I'm just trying to decide which 49er or Chief to take.
Do you have two? Do you have two receivers?
Yeah.
You
Debo and AJ.
Yeah, AJ Brown.
It's Elijah Mitchell's job, right?
It's Christian McCaffrey's
Or I mean
job.
McCaffrey. That's silly. I already
You
have
already
him.
have him.
All right, give me Pacheco.
No belief in the G-men, huh?
I feel like 1 and out.
Don't the G-men play Minnesota?
Yeah.
Not a lot of belief in Minnesota either here.
They all feel like 1 and outs to me.
All right, so all I need then is my second receiver. I can't take the Miami guys.
Who took A.J. Brown?
I did.
But that was a good pick. So the question
good
becomes, do I take T. Higgins? Do I take Brandon Ayuk? Or do I go on a Dallas-Tampa Bay game? Do I go Lamb or Evans? I think I'm definitely getting 2 games out of T. Higgins. It just
Yeah.
I'd be so split though.
Well, that's what you're trying to do, right? This is the last pick, right? That we're waiting. This is
yeah,
the
this is
long
it for me.
So
Yeah.
that's what was difficult is leveraging.
But I have Allen and Burrow.
Who do you know you're getting 2 games out of at least? Like you can't have, like the most risky pick of all of this was the most. It's the Herbert pick by me.
Yeah.
Like that's if I get 2 games out of Justin Herbert, then I get a
Feeling
shot.
good. Yeah.
If
And
Lawrence
Gibby would get
beats him-
2 out of Eckler as well.
Right. If I get just 1 out of Herbert, then I'm in trouble.
All right. I'm going to take Devontae Smith.
I like it. All right. So Gibby, you picked first. What did you end up with?
So here we go. Connor, well done keeping up with this debacle. My quarterbacks are Mahomes and Brady. Running backs Eckler and Pollard. That Pollard one's going to come back and bite me. Wide receivers are Chase and Jefferson. Tight end is Knox.
Okay.
Yep.
Bishop.
I had Jalen Hurts and Herbert. I had McCaffrey and Pacheco. I had Debo and A.J. Brown, and I have Kelsey.
Kelsey. That was my – needed him to come back around.
He wasn't coming back around.
He's going to be quick. He'll go quick. Because I went McCaffrey, Kelsey were my first two,
Yeah. It's a good first two. I
like your strategy on the two quarterbacks because you're going to get 3 games for sure out of one of them and 2 out of
I'm going to get 5
both.
quarterback games
You're
with the
gonna get 5
potential to
quarterback
get
games.
the potential
to get all the way
with one of them.
Yeah.
So I got Allen and Burrow, Mixon and Sanders, Diggs and Devontae Smith and Kittle.
Yeah, I like that.
I like my squad.
Yeah.
I'd rank
Good
our
squad.
squads. Ours are here. Give it.
All right.
Maybe
Yeah.
in here.
I mean, I definitely like Zagaras. It pains me to say that. Tremendously pains me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, 2 was brutal because you were
You only get one pick?
Yeah, but your
Yeah,
first 2 pick,
my first
it
2 are
fell
really
well
good.
for you. You
it
got
felt okay, but like the second pick when I went McCaffrey, which I wouldn't take it back, but when you handcuffed with Burrow Allen, then that forced going in a different direction.
Well, yeah. Well, if
Which
you
is smart out of you because then it's
Yeah.
because they like Mahomes is locked to play 2. Lock. Both of those guys are locked to play 2, and one is locked to play 3.
Yeah.
So you're getting the 5. I mean, it's possible. I think Hurts is a lock to play 2.
2.
I think Herbert isn't. I mean, it's possible I could have 2 quarterback games.
Well, that's why I couldn't go into that. I didn't want to go in. Like, Gibby has locked himself into, like, I'm not locked into one game out of anybody for sure. Gibby has locked himself into one game for sure out of either Pollard or Brady.
Yeah.
And if I'm Gibby, that means you need to be rooting against the Cowboys. You want 2 games out of Brady. Gibby, can you just walk me through your thought process of picking a running back in a timeshare who had the possibility of only playing 1 game?
I didn't like any of these running backs after McCaffrey.
If you're going to take a potential one-and-done running back, like, don't you take Saquon?
Dalvin.
I mean, he took Eckler, too. Gibby has a chance to have no running backs after week 1.
Yeah. I bet big on Niners. Get Niners and Eagles, thinking those teams will play in the NFC Championship.
I have 2.
Yeah.
I have 2 Bills, 2 Bengals, 2 Eagles, and a Niner.
Yes.
I have no Chiefs.
Oh, no Chiefs.
Well, that's because nobody drafted a Chiefs receiver.
Yeah, that's
you took
true.
Pacheco, but
Yeah.
McKinnon scored.
Yeah,
You didn't want
That's
either
who-
running backs.
you
You
didn't
want
want either
Kelsey or
one of them.
Mahomes.
Yeah. All right.
I think we only took 3 Chiefs. 3 Chiefs were taken total.
I have 2 of them.
You have 2 of
Pacheco
them.
and
Yep.
Kelsey, and he's got Mahomes.
Yep.
There were no Chiefs receivers, which, by the way, that's the closing argument for Patrick Mahomes MVP.
Yeah.
That we just did it. Yeah. Very good.
I like my Allen Diggs stack.
I think the best thing you did was Brady Allen.
Burrow Allen, yeah.
Or Burrow Allen. That
Yeah,
was
I know.
that was the operation.
Let me ask
That was
you.
a good
Let
one.
me tell you something right
But
now.
I couldn't have picked one of them.
You could have.
I could have, but then it would have put a position where you would have gone McCaffrey and the other one, and then I would have. Yeah, you're chasing it either way.
You still have
second.
Kelsey.
It's tough. Yeah.
McCaffrey, I think, is the best running back. Eckler, if he gets to play a few games, will be really good. But I'm happy with Sanders and Mixon. I'm pleased with what I got there.
I mean, the Chargers are going to win, so.
We need him to. All right, we'll guess the spread coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet. Coming soon to Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland. New way to cheer on your Cleveland Browns with the help of your favorite four-legged companion. Barking Backers, presented by Milk Bones, the Browns' newest club for pet parents worldwide. Sign up today at barkingbackers.com. Barking Backers, the fan club for dogs. Now time for a little segment we like to call Guess the Spread. Z has been on a heater. You've been over 500 for about a month.
Oh, yeah. Well
over.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Just 6 games, the 6 playoffs games this week.
Got to go 4-2.
Yep, that's right. All right, we will start 4:30, a Fox broadcast at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. The Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers. Go Debo, go McCaffrey.
This is the first game of the weekend?
Yep. So in other words, this was the last pick. This was the last pick. It's pretty amazing to me when you think of this that Chargers-Jaguars was the second NBC pick.
Yeah.
So that means, think about how far into the picks that would have had to go. So Dallas-Tampa goes 1.
Yep.
Then I think probably Ravens-Bengals goes 2.
Which is great. They must have
seems crazy
thought
to me.
Lamar was playing.
Yeah. And then it's probably Fox on Giants-Vikings.
Ooh, that didn't look pleased. He didn't look pleased.
That was
there.
a big
My man Scarlett. Yeah.
Scarlet. Giants-Vikings maybe
Yeah.
as the third.
Yeah.
Then probably Dolphins-Bills. And then Chargers-Jaguars, like the 5th pick.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Seattle at San Francisco.
Nate. Niners -10.
Got it. Let's go. On it.
What's our threshold
it.
for the playoffs? We have to try to
I think
elevate.
you got to be 4-2 this week.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying, are we gonna drop it to a half? Is so hard?
I don't know. You've been pretty much within a half consistently. I feel like you could do within a half point.
Here, we'll score it both ways.
Okay. I think either way you'll be right on it. You'll do well. All right. The Saturday night game. This is an NBC production. Uncle Al Michaels back on the mic with Tony Dungy. This is the Chargers at Jaguars. 10-7 Chargers, a team whose parts do not equal the sum, versus the 9-8 Jaguars. These two teams, as opposed to what Gibby's belief is, have played, and the Jaguars won huge.
And that was in L.A.
Which is a
Not really home field advantage.
No.
I still think, though, based on how they've been spreading the Chargers and the Jags recently, that they prefer the Chargers. On a neutral field, this feels like this would be the Chargers by 3.5. It is not a neutral field. Therefore, I don't know if they do it by a half, though. I don't think they do. So they would either do a pick 'em, because that's the same thing as by half. So that doesn't exist. So, oh boy, I'm nervous. Chargers
all right.
-1.
-2.5.
What?
-2.5.
Bum, 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 bum.
If I were to have you guys guess Justin Herbert's passing touchdowns this season, now I realize he didn't play without Allen and Williams quite a bit, but I would not. Well, I'm leading you now, but Swackett.
Look at him. I know. That's from
Look
the,
at- what
the
has he got?
Yellowstone
That's
collection.
a new
Boots.
boot. I don't
Look
know
at
what
that. It's a new
is.
boot.
It's a new boot.
It's a new boot.
That might be a Rob Williams,
They're made
Robert
for
Williams,
walking.
or something like that. Yeah, that's a new boot.
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
So they think they're 6 better on a neutral field, basically.
Yeah. Herbert's touchdowns. What do you got? Guess the stats.
I
on
would
the
say
season.
27, and I'm probably way too low, based on how you guided me to water. and
No,
I
he wasn't a
refused to drink.
fantasy giant, but he threw a bunch to Eckler. I'll go 26, one bless, and give it.
No, you guys were at 25. But you would the way that he is viewed, it feels like everyone thinks he's thrown for 30,
40 touchdowns.
and it's 25.
Yeah.
That's it. That's ridiculous with his talent. 25
Again,
touchdowns.
That
That's
goes
a
back to
joke.
The guy on the sidelines.
That's a joke. All right, so we have Jax. We got that. So we got one right, one wrong. All right, here we go. Now we're on to Sunday's slate, the Sunday State, starting at 1 o'clock on CBS. It is the Dolphins at the Bills from Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park.
Bills -10.5. 10.5.
Bills minus 13.
Dying. That's a big
New
spread.
season.
Yeah.
New results.
Pop quiz. Who's thrown for more passing yards this season, Burrow or Allen? Passing yards this season, Burrow or Allen?
Just yards?
Yep.
Allen.
No, I mean Burrow.
Burrow.
Yeah.
By 200 more.
Yeah. But
With-
Allen's probably run
With
for
60 less attempts.
how many
By
more?
the way, on that. I don't have their
rushing?
full stats up.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this.
Burrow, yeah.
Same exact amount of touchdown. Both have
Burrow,
thrown for
100%.
35.
Yeah.
All right. Next up. 4:30 window. Giants at Vikings. Giants. at
Minnesota
Vikings.
-3.
Got it. Right on it. Nailed it. -3.
2-2.
Yeah.
No room
It's
for
funny.
error here.
Cousins statistically with Herbert is a wash. Cousins has actually thrown for 4 more touchdowns. Herbert's thrown for 200 more yards.
Yeah.
It's strange. Herbert's thrown a lot more attempts. Like,
They
doesn't
were
make
throwing
sense.
like a bunch of 2-yard passes. Yeah, his
Come on,
receivers all year.
Sling it, man. Sling it with that kid. Finally, 8:15 on Sunday. This is the Baltimore Ravens at 10-7 against the Cincinnati Bengals at 12-4 from Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. It sounds like it's going to be Hundley. No chance it's going to be Lamar. This whole thing's strange. Like, they don't know when he's practicing, if he's practicing.
Cincy -8.
Cincinnati -9.5. Cincinnati
Those are huge lines.
-9.5. And finally, Monday Night Football, 8:15 on ABC.
Part of the
I
problem is
think
that
this would be a Manning cast.
two of these games are like you don't even know who's playing quarterback.
This has literally been the problem in this league
Yeah.
for a month,
Yeah.
which is remarkable that tomorrow when we do the scores and you see us over 40 games over 500,
Oh yeah, we added that this week. You're welcome. We added
Cowboys at 12-5, Bucks at 8-9. Tom Brady has never lost to the Cowboys. They are wearing blue uniforms. The Bucks are opting to wear white to stick it to them.
Dallas -6.
Dallas -2.5.
What? Oh god, 2 and 4.
Here
So-
comes touchdown, Tommy.
2.5. Wow.
2.5.
That's a 2-4 week for you.
Think about this, kids.
Yeah. Jeez.
So
Some hot garbage.
pretty amazing. Tom Brady and let's take Tom Brady and Justin Herbert. Both have thrown for 25 touchdowns.
is that right?
How many? My God.
Brady I think he set the record for most attempts ever in a season.
733 attempts?
Yeah. That's why I think they played him to set the record against Atlanta.
Oh, that was the operation. He
I
went
believe.
490 of 733.
733. 500 attempts used to be a lot. He had 500 completions.
Gosh almighty. Herbert had 700. He was 699 on attempts.
What site are you on for
Espen. Same one I've used all year.
all year?
Yeah.
I don't understand how. So I looked at 2 places, which it's up right now. I'm on the CBS, and then I was on Oddsmakers. There's a massive discrepancy available on this Chargers-Jags game. You said 2.5.
Yeah.
Everywhere else is 1. Not that it would only get me to 3 and 3, so I don't care about that. But
Yeah.
I don't see 2.5 anywhere. Well, I know you do.
Is there a chance, because we're looking so forward to the playoffs, that this weekend could be nothing but a bunch of duds?
Well, I mean,
There's going to be at least
listen,
2 or 3, I
Gibby,
think, that are.
the lines would lead you to believe that. There's
Yeah.
only one. There's 2 games that they think is going to be by less than a touchdown. No, 3. Half of them. The other ones are multiple score spreads. So the quarterbacks are a big part of that. All right, we'll do the mailbag coming up next. Hashtag AskCBD. Still time to get some questions in at Browns_Daily. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. Brought to you by Ballybet. Coming soon to Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Fans, mark your calendars. Face Off on the Lake, presented by Meyer. First major outdoor hockey game at First Energy Stadium. It's February 18th. Bucks and Wolverines. Tickets on sale now, starting at $12. For more information, visit firstenergystadium.com/faceoff or call 440-891-5050. Time for the Browns Mailbag, presented by Vivid Seats, an official fan experience partner of the Cleveland Browns. Tweet your questions to @Browns_Daily. Use the hashtag AskCBD. Hello, Gibby.
Hi, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hello. Ready to go back out into that pig slop in about 25
Nope.
minutes?
Negatory, good buddy.
Negatory, huh? Well,
Pure suck.
it's going to be like this for like the next week on and off. I mean, I guess we could have a winter storm tomorrow now, it looks like, maybe a little bit.
But what is our temperature going to be? Because the one thing it's quite temperate out there right now.
Oh, it's supposed to drop.
Yeah.
Snow tomorrow.
Yeah.
I see this winter weather advisory.
Yeah, it's through it'll be gone by Saturday morning.
Oh, so it's going to be tonight.
It's going to be tonight and tomorrow.
Tonight into tomorrow. Colder. Boy, but then, oh my gosh, dude.
It's raining 6 straight
48
days.
on the 19th.
And rain.
40, 45, 47, 48.
Nice
no
and muddy
sun
for your dog.
anywhere. Oh, slop. Buddy Garrity's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
Mess.
Sucks.
By the way, can I add something that I'd like us to do in the week leading up to the Pro Bowl? Is talk about all these different skill games they have and pick winners. I think that'll be fun. There's a lot of them.
Sold.
It's going to be pretty sweet.
So they're not playing a game, right?
It doesn't appear that way.
They're doing some.
There are 2 flag games. Yeah.
Oh, this is
7
what the
on
Mannings
7.
are
There are going to
coaching?
be 3 flag games total that will
But not
determine
like
the
a
winning
game
conference. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be. I thought there was a
Here's
long
here's
drive thing.
Here's your prediction.
Yeah, there is.
Here's the prediction. Whatever they're doing will do less ratings than a game.
Agreed, and it will be significantly more entertaining.
More entertaining for those who are into it. But the
Fewer
fact that
ratings.
it's not a game, people will bail on it.
Yeah,
For
I
the
agree.
fact that it's not a game.
I agree.
Fair.
And they'll be back to playing a game next year.
All right. Little Twitter mailbag. It is back. It is every week. And you can tweet at the show, @Browns_Daily, using the hashtag AskCBD. We'll get to as many as we can each week. Yes.
I just have a quick question.
Question.
Guys, are the Browns in salary cap purgatory? I saw that they only had a reported $2 million available next year.
There's panic.
No, didn't you just see we carried
did.
over $27 million? So whatever number was out there, and I talked to somebody who would be very familiar with our cap situation, and he's like, "Who said we only had $2 million?"
Yeah.
So whatever that number actually is, add $27 million to that. That's the starting point. Then we can
Then we can
restructure.
get more.
We have a real opportunity to do quite a
There
bit.
is
the
no
next
such
couple
thing
of
as a
off-seasons.
salary cap.
Well, but
Everything
we
can be
carried
managed.
over the most in the league, so they were planning for this. So
Yes.
again, smart. Moving on.
Yep.
Okay, to the mailbag.
At JohnnyBoy05, he kicks us off. Favorite home and favorite away games for next season. If you need to know, the away games are Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Denver, Houston, Indy, LA, and Seattle. I'll give you the home ones after you tell me the road one.
I mean, home for me is
Nerd. Oh, gosh.
Is Pedro coming for that?
Of course
Yes,
he has to. Yeah,
of course.
Oh, my
yeah,
God.
absolutely.
He's got to be the honorary dog. He's got to smash the guitar.
Oh my God, it'd be amazing. It'd be electric.
I'm going to talk to Kinder
What he
about
would do
that.
is he would heel turn.
Yeah, and he'd rip off his
He'd
like,
rip
brown
off, and
stuff
it'd
for
be
a
all
show
Niners.
gear.
Yeah,
and he'd
all
get
Niners.
booed, and he'd soak in
He'd
their
love
booze.
it.
He'd
He'd
love
love
every
the
minute
booze,
of
the
it.
Every
negativity.
minute
I
of
think
it.
he needs to do this.
I'm gonna go Denver. I've never had a bad time in Denver.
Same. Although, yeah, I'm excited to go back to Seattle. Only,
It's far though, dude. Denver's at least an hour closer. That
Yeah.
was the other part of it.
I always
I
had
would-
a good time in Denver.
I mean, I always think of it, and of course we're asked
LA is
this
great,
question
too.
when it looks like that. So I go LA. Like that's a lock. Weather's going to be good, and we're all viewing it from how we would do it. So you
Depends
guys,
where we stay.
okay, but you guys are with the team. Like if it were me, I'd go down. I'd stay somewhere in Orange County on the
Yeah, that
beach,
doesn't happen.
and then I would come up and go to the game, and then fly out. Like I would. That's how I would do LA.
Best part of LA is that the stadium is literally right by the airport.
Yeah.
Short bus.
Yeah, but that's so. It just depends on how you would do it. So
We don't do that.
no, but I'm assuming I would.
Well, yeah. that'd be
So I would
wonderful.
do it that way. I would either
Sounds
go
great.
south or I'd go to Malibu, and I would stay and then go to the game and make it a weekend. So I'd go that.
All right, fair enough.
The best game, though, I mean, because all of the ones we just did,
away.
all those games we did, none of those are like games that feel like great games. The Rams are going to stink. Denver could be decent if they. I mean, they should. Seattle could sort of be interesting. I could see family if I went there. Yeah, I'm going to go LA. I'm going to stay in LA for the vacation.
I mean,
and then home.
There are a lot of good ones here.
Yeah, home. I mean, any of the division games. Burrow in here, Steelers in here, Ravens in there. Non-divisional one, it's SF. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Because we don't see them. We don't see them in here.
Yeah. Bobby POTUS tweets at the show, have you ever been to a NASCAR race? If so, do you recommend? I have been. I recommend highly.
No. And sure, why not? Probably
you
a good
should
time.
go. You should go. You should experience once in your life.
I was at
Your favorite coach was that one recently, I was told.
Oh, boy, was he.
I was at the Daytona 500 when Dale Earnhardt Sr. died, and I was at the Pepsi 400, then Pepsi 400 4 months later in July when his kid won. I've been to Daytona about a dozen times. I've done Talladega once. They can have it. It's just, and again, it's all framed by our experiences. Like if you were a fan and you had the hot pass, you have the exact same access as someone who's trying to cover it.
That's too much.
So like you'd be in the pits trying to cover the thing, and there'd be people during the race in the pits.
Overserved.
So
So
I would think from a fan perspective, like if you loved it, it would probably be pretty great. The only thing I'll say about Daytona though is like Talladega's the same way. You got to get high enough to be able to see anything. Like if you could go to like Bristol or someplace where you're tight and you can see the whole track, that would be probably pretty cool. The first 3 laps of Daytona 500 and the last 10 laps of Daytona 500 are awesome.
everything else is
go
get a beer.
480 miles of nonsense. Takes forever.
Yeah, it does. It is a long one.
Come on.
George,
Just driving in a circle.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Z.
No, just driving in a circle. That's all. That's nice of you to
Weather
say.
delays.
Yeah.
Brutal.
George Cook tweets at the show, if the Browns were to hire Flores, what would/could a transition to a 3-4 defense look like? Would we transition?
If it was Flores?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what he's known, but, I mean, they do multiple fronts in New England, so I don't think it would necessarily change, but we'd have 5 guys on the line of scrimmage more, whether that 5th guy, would be a linebacker sliding down. Mm-hmm. That certainly could happen, but I don't think it would cause massive change in what we had to do.
Yeah.
This change would be more middle of the field closed, more man, significantly more man, which we have the corners to play.
You're going to spend most of the time in nickel anyway.
Yeah.
So, that used to be such a big deal. I don't think it's as big a deal anymore.
Yeah.
John Carroll, not the college. Almost bailed on Tulsa King. Came back. I'm glad I did. Thoughts on Dwight, quote, the General Manfredi. Have you seen the Tulsa King?
So that's another Taylor Sheridan. He's the guy who did Yellowstone. We went over that, how he's basically having to create all of these shows on the fly for Paramount Plus because everybody wants to be tangentially related to Yellowstone because it's like the one true hit in scripted television. And so that's the Sylvester Stallone vehicle.
People said it's really good.
I'm sure it is.
I haven't watched a second.
I mean, I think he's really good. I watched one episode of another one that's on there called, it's like the Mayor of Kingstown or something.
That's supposed to be good too with Jeremy Renner.
It's like Sons of Anarchy and all that. It's just really dark.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot going on. So that's, I'm sure it's good though. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it's good.
I've heard good things.
Enough from the clown. Amazing to hear angry Gibby in the background during the pick the lines. That's a 2-4 week for you, hot garbage, Gibby says. The undermining of Big B Nathan Segura never ends. My Ask CBD question, why? Because I said so.
Why? Why the hate?
The beatings will continue until morale improves.
If you have hate in your heart, let that hate out, Gibby.
One of the great things of this show is that Gibby is just, you guys are both full of joy all the time. You guys are almost always in good moods, both of you, and incredibly kind humans. But I do love the the heel turn consistency of Gibby. I do.
It
like
adds
it.
to the show.
I
just
like it.
hates
I
me.
like it. I like it. He
I
loves
don't
you
hate
so
you,
much.
and you know I don't hate you.
But I do love the. I
love you too,
I
Gibby.
do love the heel turn of it all.
Jim
It
Reams.
reminds me of you as a kid. Like what I do.
What'd I do?
Like what I do.
Why is he attacking me?
Yeah.
Jim Reams. Tell Nate he needs,
That's my
tell
guy.
Nate he needs to putt all putts in 2023.
Bring it on.
Putt all putts. No one's got time for that.
Bring it. Listen, after what I saw from Reams this past year, bring it on.
All the putts you want.
Yeah. I'll take all your putts, Jimmy.
What do you consider a gimme?
It's got to be given to you.
No, I understand, but like what distance?
It's
it's
within
gotta
the
be-
putter handle, isn't it?
Close.
2 feet? A foot?
Yeah, 2 feet probably is probably
feet.
fine.
Depends
But like
where
not
the
if
match
it's not if you have a
is.
shot, not if you're getting a stroke, not if you have to if you make that because you're gonna win because of your stroke, then I'm gonna
Then you're gonna make it
yeah,
putt it.
yeah, put it
You're
in.
gonna putt
Unless
that
it's like it's like a tap in, then
in.
sure.
Tap it in.
Jim Reams, I love it.
Meshling time.
Here we go.
How many AIW shows are you doing this year as a girl? What's your favorite moment since you've seen so far? Ugh.
Hopefully a bunch of them. Favorite moment was probably at the Odeon, the three-way between Janela, Justice, and Bishop. That was nuts. And then seeing Bishop and Dillinger in a barbed wire match, also nuts. A lot of great moments. There's great moments every single show. I think they put on a tremendous, tremendous wrestling show.
There you
Uh, what skill would you most like to learn? For both of you.
Well, I mean, the easy one for me, I wish I was better at golf, but the one that I would like to learn that I have no ability at would be surfing. I feel like that would lead to a different lifestyle.
Well, you're
That
not,
would be fun.
you're not going to be here.
You can surf Ohio.
No.
Yes,
Wetsuit
you
it up,
can.
baby. You can. Yeah, you can.
I've seen the truck. Hey,
yeah, you
like
can.
so we get
I kid you not.
the
Okay,
But
truck.
when
you can
I'm
surf-
talking I'm
okay.
talking the traditional. No.
Yeah,
Would
you're
it be
talking
cool?
LA,
like,
Hawaii.
I swear to God, anytime I've been in Orange County, like that Laguna area, and anytime I'm down there, and it's like a Tuesday at 2 o'clock, and there's 1,500 people in the water on boards, and I'm going, how does this work?
Yeah.
They figured it out.
they
Like it's
figured it
a
out.
different way, and I'm always envious. I think, boy, that feels like if you can do that, then that leads to that lifestyle.
Seems like a win.
Yeah.
What I would say is two things popped in my mind. Number one was archery. I've always wanted to be just like a dead eye. Like
Very practical
Robin
skill
Hood.
too.
Yeah. And then number two,
The
which is
mean
probably
streets
the
of
one that
Chagrin Falls.
yeah. Loose. Number two for me would be I'd love to be able to live in Napa and make my own wine and have it be awesome.
The idea of you with the bow and arrow, like at some restaurant,
Robin
and
Hood.
like the waitress comes over and she goes, "Oh, I'll go get your bill. No worries."
Check, please. Yeah. It'd be great.
I do
Which
like
steak,
that.
like at Morton's, which steak would you like? That one.
Right there.
Yeah, right there.
I like that.
Yeah. Gina Davis became like an Olympic archer.
She did. Yeah. I think Cutthroat Island happens, and you're like, "Well, that's the end of that. So let's go
Let's go.
another operation."
Right.
From Meshling, what is your most prized possession? Outside of your kids and your wife.
Yeah.
And there's not your possessions, but like
I'll just do a fun one. I have a bottle of 2011 Pappy Van Winkle 20-year that is unopened. That is a bottle that was distilled at Stitzel Weller. So now they're all done at Buffalo Trace. It's a Stitzel Weller. So that's
exciting.
ultra rare.
Yeah.
And it's that one, which is the best of the Pappies.
Mine would be I have the belt, the WWE Championship belt, that The Miz carried to the ring as the WWE Champion at WrestleMania 27.
That's pretty good. That's really good. That's very good. One of one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let's see what else from Meshling.
Is that on loan or is that yours?
If he ever said I'd like that,
Then yeah.
he will have that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But
That's an incredible gift.
that's awesome.
That's good. Does his dad know that you have it?
George Maizana.
Great
no,
question.
I can't wait. I'm gonna get to see George soon. We're get a dinner together soon. I'm
I like
excited.
that. I like that. Yeah.
Harry's Steakhouse. That's a spot.
That's how he
Yeah.
rolls. All right.
Uh-huh.
What's an unexpected movie that makes you cry?
All of them, dude. I cry
I
at
am
the
a
end
crier,
of
too.
basically every single movie. If there's a happy ending, like I could cry at the end of Christmas Vacation. I don't care. Anything. I cry all the time because it either makes me think of my wife, my kids, joy, love, triumph, all of it.
We watched Love Actually. This is the last time it happened. Love Actually, when the little kid races through the airport to get to meet her after playing in the band, like sold, done. Gets me every year.
Yeah. Amazing.
What's your favorite fast food chain? Maybe we can't answer that.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't
Probably
know if
best
Let's
not
go
to.
on.
Probably best not to.
Well, I was
Sorry-
looking at the one
sorry,
that says the craziest thing you've done in the name of love, and I feel like we're going down a horrible road.
Well, I feel
there.
like we also we skip down, but I feel like I think I can answer because I know Miles does stuff for them, and I believe we just had them here. So Taco Bell.
I do love Taco Bell.
Love Taco Bell.
Love Taco Bell. yeah.
What would you sing at karaoke night?
Ooh man.
I
From
lead off with a little Sweet Caroline, get everybody in the mood, and then we just go from there.
I'd probably something Dr. Dre, Snoop, somewhere in there.
I've only done karaoke once in my life.
That's it.
Only
Sad.
once. Only
Sad,
nah,
yeah.
it's fine.
Sure,
Man's got to know his limitations. Mine are musical.
you have none.
No, musical. And the only song I did, and it did where I grew up, it did bring the house down, was "Friends in Low Places." Garth Brooks.
Of course you bring the house down.
That brings the house down.
Of course you bring the house down.
That's it. I could do Dixieland Delight in my sleep too.
Oh yeah.
That's it, kids.
That's it.
That's it. We've reached the time.
Yeah, good job out of Meckling. Was that all Bobby?
I like this one. Hold on. He's got some more. This is a good one too. If you had to, could you move your parents inside your house permanently? Yes and no.
Yes and no. Yeah, for sure.
First movie you remember seeing in theaters? For me, it was Return of the Jedi. It's the first movie that I have a vivid memory of being in a theater for.
I think it was Indiana Jones.
Oh man, love it.
One of the Indiana Jones.
Fictional character you most relate to? For me and you, Rip. Both of us.
Both Rip.
Yeah, you and I. Just like Rip.
I mean, it's the character is written in an unimpeachable way. How could you not enjoy all of his operation, other than the fact that he's with her?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go back to my skill. I want to be able to fly an F-14 Tomcat.
That'd be fun.
That's something I've always.
Only
wanted to
thing
be
is,
able
you
to
have to have access to one.
Well,
if
if I learn how to fly it, I'd imagine
that you could,
I have to get access to it.
Would your height be prohibiting?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right. So much more to come. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, coming soon to Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, tomorrow, scores for the kids. Just 6 scores. Can you believe it?
That's it.
18-week regular season in the books, man.
I mean, the best part is, so what we got 6 this weekend, then 4, then 2, and then 1. So 13 games. We could lose every game and still both be more than 30 games over 500 at the end of the season. If we go 0 for the playoffs.
So you went 0 for the playoffs.
Not happening.
Not happening, no.
Not happening.
When we got out of last weekend in the positive,
Heavily
because
in the positive.
last weekend was the hardest, I thought. I think we had one weekend where it went off the rails a little bit. And not like crazy.
Not much.
Just one. But last weekend, to survive last weekend was pretty remarkable.
We won 10.
I know. And it was
We
that
said
was
stay
tough.
away. Sad. Sorry about that.
That was tough.
Oh, not for
to
us.
do that. All right. Next level is coming up next. Appreciate you listening. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.